Hello, dear ones. Welcome to this podcast episode that I could not wait to share. I have already posted a few times that Mary Magdalene has literally been in my living room for the past 2 weeks or so. And if you are spooked by this statement, then this might not be your episode because it's only about to get worse from now on. There's a lot that this episode is going to cover. So I just need to give that warning out there. It's not for everyone. I recommend you listen to this only if you know you're on a higher path, you're on a higher calling, and if you know you can handle it. But basically, if just want to share very quickly because we might need to do this in 2 parts. Because we're going to get interrupted, but I needed to press record the minute that I was called to. That's just how divine calling is. It's like you don't really have that much of a free will anymore. So you just got to do things when you're being called to do so. So here's the first thing that I want to share. If my voice sounds just grumpy, for lack of a better word, if my voice sounds grumpy, it's because I've literally spent the whole entire night and evening just weeping and crying and just purging a lot, releasing just so many layers of heavy body pain that I didn't even know was stored. Just so much generational trauma. That as a divine feminine, and this episode is going to be just very, I want to make it very clear. I don't want to use words like spiritual upgrades, and there's a reason why God put me on a path, a scientific path, is because I know that part of my purpose is to make these ethereal concepts just very clear for those of you who just want to pierce through the truth. And okay, this is another thing that I wanted to share is that I just had this epiphany today that I'm a life path 7. Okay, so for me it's all about the truth. Okay, my whole life I've just been called, oh, you're too intense, oh, why do you even need to know that? But it's just I've been literally asking myself, why does life have to suck every single day for 3 decades? And I started really, really young. So, usually when I'm in like spiritual circles, people are mostly like over 50 or something like that. And I've even been told that it's a blessing to start this young. Well, I don't know, because it was pretty traumatic and painful, but it's a lot of I'm sharing this because because of my age, because of many preconceived notions, I didn't have that much credibility in this industry. But I don't even want to call it industry, in this world, because you're a spiritual master if you're like over 60 and if you have meditated your whole life on a tree or something along these lines. But I mean, my life experience has just really carved me into seeing just constantly, just daily, literally just inquiring, why does life have to suck? And we're going to get to the bottom of this because this episode is both for the masculine energy within us, all the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And yeah, I wanted to share that I'm a life path 7, and I don't know if I have shared this in the past, but I was born, I think, a few days before I was supposed to come on this planet. And there was a very quote unquote weird coincidence because the doctor wasn't available. I mean, we're talking about Eastern Europe, so if that sounds like out of this world, it's the truth. The doctor was not available the next day, so my mother had to had to bring me out sooner. And so I popped up on Earth quite a few days before because I just needed to be a life path 7. And I needed to be a Virgo, which was the exact date before Libra. And now you know my birthday. Anyway. Okay, so we're going to resume the episode. We got interrupted, but right now the episode should just flow. One of the biggest pieces of the puzzle that we, as the Rose lineage, part of Mary Magdalene's blood generational love warriors, is to restore the template of divine love and to restore the template of the real sacred divine feminine, who has been under the projections, under the distorted religious imprintings and religious agenda. And we are here to heal from the persecution template that we've been under for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. Burnt on the stake, being hidden in caves, just not being able to be not just witnessed or seen or appreciated for our spiritual gifts, but all the contrary, being attacked and persecuted. Now, today's modern world, with heavy quotes, modern world doesn't want to talk about all these things, right? It's just something that we maybe talk about in, history books or documentaries, but this is very much alive in our DNA, in our soul's history, in our cellular memory. And so the reason why we had to have it hard on this lifetime, it was to relive certain experiences. But this particular lifetime was to heal. Okay, and why this lifetime? You may be asking. Well, it's because it's time for Mother Gaia to ascend, and it's also possible for us to do so, because so long humanity lives in the 3D, in separation consciousness, we would it would just be very difficult for us to do our mission. And okay, I just want to share very quickly that last night I read so I just received the book Dialogues with Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. I'm just going to pin it down below. Actually, I shared it in the community tab, so you can get the reference from there. But Yeshua was talking about how they were both on a divine mission. It's just that humanity was not ready for it yet, to receive the part of the divine feminine, which was all about divine love. And humanity has only recorded the side of the story that was on the masculine side, and obviously they distorted it so that they keep both masculine and feminine separate, the original masculine and feminine separate. I want to share this. this is the main, the reason why you hear me talk a lot about inner union, masculine and feminine energies, is because this is the key to ascension. This is the key to return to our divine blueprint, is healing the feminine and masculine energies, the templates, the distorted templates of feminine and masculine energies within us all, so that we can restore the sacredness of both. And through that merging, we connect back to our divine blueprints, we connect back to source, and we can raise into a higher consciousness. The reason why both Yeshua and Mary Magdalene were enlightened, or however you want to call it, is because they had this divine template within them. They were not distorted. And so they came here to teach us about God, about the divine essence within us all. And now there has been, and we know about the stories of the fall of Atlantis with the false light infiltration. Some of you may relate to this as the snake in the Garden of Eden. And this snake, the snake is what I call the dark feminine, and also the ego. These are energies that have kept humanity in separation consciousness. The snake, the dark feminine, the Jezebel, the false innocent, I like to call her. And her, by the way, this is an energy that both genders can embody. So you can have Jezebel in a male body, but we're talking about energies. Okay, so for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, the divine feminine and the divine masculine could not come together because of these interferences. Okay, twin flames have been literally just missing each other in all these lifetimes because of these interferences, and because there is an active agenda keeping them separate. And keeping the whole humanity in a lower vibration, in a low level consciousness, where they can be manipulated and where they can be controlled and used for the devil's agenda. Their life force can be manipulated. Their life force can be, it can be, basically is just slavery to these systems. Where do we go from here? Okay, today we're going to talk a lot about, and I want to put it in concrete terms. There is a reason why many of you may have been very drawn to these stories. Maybe it was from an early age that you were just really into spirituality and really wanted to know these stories, because we are meant to break them. We are meant to dismantle these toxic patterns. This is our mission. This is our mission as the divine feminine Christ. This is the new leadership that I was talking about. And by the way, if you haven't watched it, please go watch the last pick a card reading. I'm just blown away by the accuracy of the messages that came through. This is our divine calling, is to restore these blueprints in whatever way it's going to be natural for you, with your own gifts, with your own story, with your own not purpose, but your own mission. Okay, because the purpose, it's the core purpose, is for all of us. is to restore the divine blueprints, and to help Mother Gaia ascend through us, healing these distorted imprintings. So I was sharing that, yes, last night I started, the minute that I received the book, I just dove into it, Dialogues with Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. And it did not have the effect that I was expecting. I cannot stress how activating this book is. I started uncontrollably crying, and it has just awakened some dormant parts in me that I just didn't know they were there. The pain that a real divine feminine had to go through has to be healed. And we're talking about being attacked by the dark forces, being attacked by the dark feminine. Obviously not having love, not having our divine partner available to carry our mission together. Just being, and also the reason why I personally have been single most of my life, and there is a reason why I was just really questioning, like, what is wrong with me? I was genuinely questioning my own self-worth, because without realizing that it was my frequency that was just intimidating, because we're not meant to be with just any random guy or girl out there. We need divine masculine, we need a Yeshua type of presence, or whoever you resonate with as in a divine template of a masculine, because they cannot handle it's unless you're also part of the divine calling. Just any lower vibrational masculine cannot hold the container of this mission. So they have to be really also protectors, they have to be warriors, they have to carry this divine template within them. And we know that a divine masculine is a badass energy. Now, the problem is they have been fighting the wrong battles. And again, this is absolutely not a judgment. This is something that we had to work through in terms of like forgiveness, and not, projecting our pain body onto the physical embodiment of the divine masculine energy, which is our counterpart. That was one of the biggest challenges for the divine feminine. It was, okay, he's not available. Okay, he's, carrying his mission elsewhere, because it's still part of his mission to understand these dynamics. But it doesn't mean that there's no love there. It doesn't mean that he or she doesn't equally want to be in this partnership and carry his or her mission equally. It's just that these interferences have been very, very strong, and we're talking about real demons. I'm going to share a little bit later about how this could play out in the physical, like tangible realm. But so he's a man of God as well. So he wanted to do right by these snakes. And so he's been an excellent container for the wrong energies, because this is the distorted template that we've been living in for thousands and thousands of years. Now, what happened is, and I know that both masculine and feminine energies will resonate with, why does life have to suck? Because he or she, the divine masculine, had the exact same experience, just in a different form, just in different circumstances, because they were not appreciated. They were giving all, because the masculine energy is about giving, providing, but they were not receiving love. They were not receiving whatever it is that they were receiving was a form of manipulation to keep them invested. But it was not love. So they were seeking that love that they can only have from their God-ordained, God-chosen divine counterpart. And that's also something that I want to express, because I really, I know that for those of you who are still listening at this point, it's not going to be necessary, but just in case, if you are still sharing your twin flame journey with just any random person, do yourself a favor and just stop doing that, because in the eyes of just 3D people, it will look like, oh, why are you just so stuck on a person? Why are you so obsessed? It's not about obsession. It's about the mission that we came here to do. It's about the mission that we came here to embody. This is a higher calling. It's not, putting your life on pause for a random person that is, in another commitment or out there doing, I don't know what. It's about honoring God, because if God has chosen this partner for you, there is a reason for it. And it's not about putting up with some sort of behavior, because if the person that you're listening for, or the person in your mind, if he or she is a true divine masculine, they are not a narcissist, they are not they are not the matrix distorted man, toxic masculinity. They are not. They may project this image because you have to heal something within yourself. But ultimately, the dynamics between these two energies are all about healing the templates. This is why I keep repeating, the twin flame journey is not about two people coming together, being married and having babies. No, it's a higher calling, is a higher mission. And part of the mission and part of this cycle, it comes with steps, right? Now I know we all want to just be on the step of being on a mission, and which is about to occur just very, 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 very quickly, because the spell has broken. The major part of twin flame separation was about the snake. And the reason why it hasn't yet been exposed, it was because we were still under the veil of the 3D illusion. We were still under the dark spells. The divine masculine could not understand because they were just manipulated, heavily manipulated. The divine masculine is a big presence of light, okay? I repeat, we're not talking about just a random guy or girl out there. And the dark forces could see this from a very young age, the same as with you, the divine feminine. And so from a very young age, twin flames have been attacked by the dark forces, whether that is in their family, out there in society, from the karmic partners they were with. They have been constantly programmed to attack the divine feminine. Even though in their hearts, in their knowing, in their soul, they knew that it wasn't right, but their programming and their mind was overriding this divine template. And this is why it's because their heart chakra was closed. Because when they go within, when they release all these energies, when they unhook from all these external influences that are trying to tell them what they need to do, or who to be with, or whatever. And we are talking about big demons. I mean, some may have been following religious templates where, for example, the divine feminine just is portrayed as the snake. Let's be real, is if you have been under the influence of religion, and you have been, religiously following, okay, this is who I need to be in a partnership with, and this is how religion is like, and this is what a divine feminine is. No. You gotta unbrainwash yourself. You gotta purify your vessel from all these stories that have an agenda. Twin flames are here to, now you can understand the us against the world kind of phrase, because it's true. We're here for the divine. We're here in a dark world. The 3D realm is hijacked by the devil, hijacked by the matrix, and there are active agendas that are contributing to this nonsense. And twin flames go against this because they are connected to the divine. And whoever says out there that, I'm so religious, I'm a believer, whatever that means, it's nonsense. Church is nonsense. But now, luckily, we're in the age of Aquarius, where frequency is everything, so words won't matter. Whatever you say you are, well, prove it or embody it. And it's only those of us who have silently been doing the work behind the scenes that will actually speak the truth. Everyone else is just going to be exposed, like this episode. So the dark feminine has been playing the innocent. The dark feminine has been just constantly creating drama and trauma in the masculine's life, has been playing on his hero's complex and on his warrior, because he has a lot of just passion, fire, purpose, energy. Because, just imagine a figure, a being coming with this divine purpose, with this big divine purpose. Well, obviously he's just insatiably gonna wanna pursue it, right? Because he's called by the divine. Now he needed an equal match to carry this mission, but so he felt like, and I say he, but it can be a gender neutral, okay? Just please use this as it resonates for you. And so he found a dark feminine who was keeping him invested in the wrong battles, meaning he always had to put up fights or put up fires that she would start. And again, she can be a masculine as well. But he was invested in the wrong battles, which were actually against him. The right battles that the divine masculine is here to, quote unquote, fight are not inside of a union. This is equal partnership. This is both carrying the divine's mission on earth and, yes, fighting against agendas of the devil. But what happened is that the snake got in between. And so this is why both counterparts could not come together, because together they are immensely powerful. Just look at how the story of our ancestors have been carried up until now, and just how much influence they had on humanity. And I know it sounds like intimidating a little bit to think about it, but this is the exact blueprint that you have within you. And this is the exact magnitude of influence that you're meant to have. But Yeshua was only able to have this because he was in a partnership with his divine feminine. Because in separation, it's not possible. This is how the divine has intended for divine unions to be, and for us to carry our mission. The same as the divine feminine, she can only go so far. It doesn't mean that she cannot have influence, but together they are infinitely more powerful. And the devil knows that. The devil knows it. So as I was sharing, Mary Magdalene has not have her place. And it's very well portrayed in the book, how the time is now. The time is now, because the world wasn't ready for the divine feminine Christ. The world wasn't ready to ascend. And they tried everything to keep both feminine and masculine separate. And they only chose to perpetuate the story of the divine masculine, that they have obviously molded as well for their own benefits. But the feminine, the true divine feminine, has been under heavy attack. So this is what I wanted to share, is that everything is about to change, because the dark feminine no longer has any just freaking effect on us, not on the divine masculine, not on the divine feminine. They just gotta deal with their karma. Divine feminine energy has still, like, for me, as I was sharing last night, I was just blown away by just how much pain I was still carrying in my vessel from all these, from history. And it only started with having all these truths being revealed to me by Mary Magdalene. I repeat, she's been very, very close lately, and there's a reason for it. Like right now, both of them are going to visit you. And they're just going to share these truths, okay? They're going to share these truths because it's time, because it's just time. And this is what they were sharing. This is what they came here to anchor in, is to let us know that the 144,000 are here for that. The twin flame pairs, the 72,000 pairs of twins, are here to carry the templates of the divine feminine and the divine masculine in union this time around, and to restore that divine blueprint, and to be some sort of leader, or even just a presence, because energy cannot lie. Like twin flames in union are just, you can tell. Divine love cannot be mimicked or faked or replicated or whatever. So yes, and the divine masculine energy right now, especially over the month of March, they're going to be going through a lot of self-forgiveness. And I want to be very careful when I use these words, self-forgiveness, because they have played a role that they have chosen to play to quote unquote deceive the divine feminine, for us to get to the bottom of the truth. Everything that happened in your dynamics was meant to happen, so that these truths can come to the surface. Because if you were to quote unquote come together in whatever shape or form, if you were still carrying these karmic templates, if you were still carrying the energetic blueprint of these distorted templates within you without healing, it would not have been what is intended to be, which is two pure divine beings in their most authentic blueprint, divine blueprint, God intended blueprint, purified, serving the world. This is what a twin flame union is all about. Is about serving the divine. It's nothing to do with a traditional relationship. No, it's about being influencers of these. It's about influencing and changing the status quo, changing the world. And the divine masculine right now and over the month of March are going to go through a process of forgiveness, self-forgiveness. Now, I know it sucks. I know it's heartbreaking for the other side of the collective to hear that as well, but this is going to be their own hero's journey. We cannot interfere. We cannot do the work for them. This is also a distorted template that we need to heal within ourselves, is just knowing when to intervene and when not to. This is something that I personally had to learn as well, is just like you, and I'm talking to the divine feminine mostly, just like you had to heal on your own and you did not receive the help of the divine masculine, they will have to heal this on their own as well. And it's a lot of pain to process. I know there are many divine masculines listening to this as well, and today's message for you is really going to be about just understand. Try as much as possible not to identify with the pain, meaning just look at it from a higher perspective, as in you were meant to be the quote-unquote bad guy in the story. You were meant to trigger these woundings so that they can be revealed. Whatever it is that you did to your counterpart, maybe it was ghosting, maybe it was lying, maybe it was whatever it is that you did, rejected. Know that it was ultimately for a higher purpose, for these dynamics to be purified and clean and to restore sacredness in the connection. Okay, so this is, but you're still going to have to go through the process of purification on an emotional level. Your emotional body needs to be healed from, well, first of all, detoxify out of the programming and the trauma and everything from the dark feminine. The brainwashing, societal brainwashing, religious brainwashing, all those agendas, okay? And also, so this is first layer, and also whatever it is that happened within your connection, within your dynamics with your divine counterpart, forgiveness of the human you that did this for a higher purpose. Which, I mean, even though you, on a conscious level, you understand that this is what happened, you're still human, meaning it's going to hurt because you hurt your soul. You hurt yourself, you hurt your other partner. And by you, I mean the human you that was meant to play this role. So I hope this message resonated. And yeah, whoever the snake in the relation, in this separation. Oh, I just saw 1111. Drop a comment, 1111 down below if this message resonated. Yeah, so we have much clearing and purifying to do, but this is like the core stuff, like the most, the deepest. We're like at the finish line of this whole, we've got to the bottom of it. And, you know, again, throughout our whole entire life, both for the masculine and for the feminine, we really were wondering, like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, why is life supposed to be this hard? The divine masculine, he was constantly like, why do I need to, be constantly with the dark feminine? Like, is love supposed to hurt this much? Am I supposed to be not valued, not respected, not seen? This is, by the way, this is what the reality was. It's not that they were happily married or happily just pleasing or whatever agenda of the divine, of the dark feminine. No, they were equally miserable in their own way. And the divine feminine, she was like, wait, why am I so why is the whole world against me? Well, because you carry the divine within you. You carry the connection to the divine. You carry spiritual gifts. You can blow houses of cards in just one breath with your light. You expose the devil. You carry so much power that we have been unaware of because it was not safe for us. But all these stories are of the past, and we are here to rewrite the nonsense and to create a whole new world, an entirely whole new world, a galactic human race with no more bullshit, with no more interferences, with no more agenda, and where star seeds can grow and can be their full self, and where we are connected to the divine again. And Mother Gaia, she's going to regenerate as well. And we have much work to do, but now this is the new cycle. It's a 7-year cycle that we're starting. It's all about grounding. It's all about, I was sharing, is no more about the swords energy, meaning attack, fight, which is what this last 7 years have been all about. Right now we are, and starting from April, we are entering a cycle of pentacles, which are about grounding and building. So right now we are taking all these lessons and we are building. We're building platforms, we're building books, we're building creative projects, we're building communities that are meant to hear these stories and are meant to also heal on a deep level out of these programmings. I think that's pretty much it. Yes, the last thing that I want to share is that this snake we're talking about, okay, if you were wondering like, why the hell is my divine counterpart still stuck in some sort of agenda, or why can't he just fight the devil? Well, let me tell you. It is because the snake in the Garden of Eden, the dark feminine, we're talking about really heavy, we're talking about some of the biggest demons out there. No questions asked. It's like, it's because you both carry so much power, there had to be an equally opposite energy, equally powerful opposite energy to come in between you. So divine masculine has been fighting some of the biggest Jezebels, some of the biggest deceivers out there. And I know because personally I have also been under the influence of some really dark individuals that came in between us, and that were equally powerful, or well, not equally powerful because God is always way more powerful, but let's just say on a 3D level, when we were in the 3D, they were carrying power because the devil's power is only temporary, okay? So eventually it runs out. The devil is always on a short-term contract with some individual, but the only true power is the divine. So in the 5D, they have zero effect over us. The devil cannot go beyond the 3D. But on a 3D scheme of things, yes, we were both, they were carrying some sort of power that was able to prevent the divine will temporarily, obviously, temporarily prevent the God's will from manifesting on Earth. And again, I keep repeating on this channel, it was only for training purposes. God will only allow the devil to sneak in so that you learn some lessons that you're meant to then express, that you're meant to gain wisdom out of these experiences, and you're meant to really see everything from a higher perspective and to see the actual reason behind why certain things had to happen a certain way. So yes, if your divine masculine was blocked, it's because there was some pretty big stuff going on there. So they are equally badass warriors. They are equally committed to the divine. They were equally committed to this purpose, and everything they did was part of the plan as well. And it's time, if you're still carrying some sort of grudges or resentment towards your physical embodiment of your divine counterpart, this March will bring them all up so that they are cleared, because they're also perpetuating this separation. Okay, so this is what our role is in the next upcoming weeks and leading to April, where we are fully in the new Earth cycle, fully billion% purified and back into our divine blueprints. All right, dear ones, I know this has been a lot. I'm sending you so much love. This is really the culmination of 2 very intense weeks of hanging out with the energy of Mary Magdalene. I'm gonna go to just really thank her for everything. I'm gonna go to see her how do you call it, her tomb this week before moving, and I will definitely put some prayers in there for all of you who have been on this journey, and for all your efforts, and for everything that we have been doing for the divine, ultimately, because we're here on a divine mission. I love you all, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.